I know what you're thinking. Another update video, but there was so much great information that came out of San Diego Comic-Con that I couldn't pass up at the opportunity to get that information out to you. And the DC Universe was a big topic that was talked about, so I have all the details for you right now. Hello friends, welcome back to the show. So glad to see you once again. And yes, it's another update, but it's good information that I feel it's my duty to give to you, because I did a video a little bit ago about the DC Universe when they announced that, and now we have some more details. So I have those all laid out for you in a nice digestible chunk. You're welcome. First of all, if I can just pat myself on the back just a little bit, when this was first announced that they were going to be launching the DC Universe online system, a lot of videos that were being released, a lot of people talking about it, kept calling it a streaming service. And they were comparing it to like a Netflix or a Hulu, and that you would get this service and you would be able to stream original content that they are creating, like Titans and Harley Quinn and Doom Patrol and Swamp Thing. I don't want to say I was the only one, but in my video, I was talking about how idea of it being a membership, to me, says more than just a streaming service. Well, it turns out I was right. It is more than just a streaming service. But I just wanted you to know that you're in the right place for all the best information. And it was purely just speculation on my part. I had no insider information. But if you want to get more information like that and more on-the-nose speculation, then hit subscribe now. Okay, the commercial's over. Now, I wasn't at San Diego Comic-Con, so I did not get a chance to try this out hands-on, but the general consensus so far is that it's a lot. There's a lot of things on there. Not only is it original content, which we've been hearing a lot about with Titans and the Swamp Thing and the other shows and that, but they're bringing back some of the old shows. So it does have the first 2 seasons of Batman the Animated Series. Not the entire thing yet, but just the first 2 seasons will be on there. Now, what they're saying is that as far as the original shows go, is that they're going to be releasing a new show, at least initially, a new show every week, which I think is pretty daunting, because they're going to kind of hit the ground running. On the day of launch, they're going to have 10 episodes of Titans up, which we also got to see the trailer for that, which came out from Comic-Con. But it turns out it's really dark, really moody, pretty violent. There's a lot of blood even in the trailer, and a little bit of language, which seems to be the shot that everybody is talking about. But it looks pretty good. It definitely is a far cry from Teen Titans Go, which was a little bit of my concern going into it, that a lot of the shows seem to be more focused for kids. This show from the trailer definitely looks like it's not for kids, although I fear that they're going a little bit too much towards the Zack Snyder, it's got to be dark and gritty, which I feel like the DC Universe lives in this nice little middle ground. And then the next series that they're going to be releasing is the Young Justice Outsiders, and they released a trailer for that, which when that show, the first 2 seasons of that show were originally on television, I enjoyed it. I really liked it. I thought that it was a style of animated show that harkened back to the animated series Batman, or even the 80s and 90s shows that I grew up on, like G.I. Joe and Transformers, and less comedy cartoony and more an animated series with action and story. And so Young Justice, that's one of the reasons why I liked that show when it was originally on, was it told these new stories that were good stories, and it was a regular series. I know the DC animated movies are like that. So I was excited to hear that they're going to continue that series on the DC Universe.
Business as usual.
And then they're coming out with Doom Patrol and the Swamp Thing, and I'm sure Harley Quinn's down the line, but not as much information about those. So that's the original series. And the lineup, I mean, they look good. And certainly it's enticing to make you, as long as they deliver the content well, it's enticing to make you want to subscribe so that you can see these shows, and it's the only place to see those. Not to mention the backlog of non-original programming or existing programming that was out there. Now they're going to have these curated databases of comics. I'm not sure how they're rolling that out. It's not like it's the entire DC library, but I know there's going to be some older comics and some newer comics and some certain storylines that you can follow through multiple titles. As typical online comics are, you can do page by page or panel by panel. But I guess there's also this autoplay feature that they demoed at the Comic-Con that really, from what I heard, wowed the audience, which I guess is a way to just sit back and watch the comic scroll out in a automatic position. And I don't know if that's a animated comic, which I may have mentioned in the last video that would be something neat, or if there's voice actors that are actually reading the comics and it's animated that way, or if it's just a way of automatically kind of moving through the comic. But either way, I guess it was really fascinating. I guess the audience was really impressed with that. Then they also have exclusive merch on there. So far, the only thing that they've really talked about was a line of Justice League animated series action figures, which I thought was pretty cool. I hope that these are at discounted prices because we're already members of the membership service. So I feel like if they're giving us exclusive merch, it shouldn't just be that we're the only ones that can buy them. It should be at a cheaper price because we're already paying money to them. And then they have this online community, kind of a social media platform where you can communicate with other DC fans. I think that's kind of neat. They say it's going to be heavily monitored, so it shouldn't just be a lot of just ranting and hating on DC. And the fact that in order to be in there, you're paying to be a member of the DC membership. So I assume that it is going to, just by doing that, there's a bit of a gatekeeper that's going to keep out DC haters. So I'm wondering how that's going to work. If it's where you can have conversations right on each of the episodes or each of the shows, which I think would be neat, where you could actually live chat with other people watching the episodes of Titans or Batman the Animated Series. I think that would be a neat feature, and hopefully something like that can exist in that platform. And then obviously I think this was a give me that they're going to have a sort of a Wikipedia style database about characters and storylines, so you can go on there and do your encyclopedia searches to get information about whatever in the DC world. So that's pretty exciting.
Don't you just love a happy ending?
As a member, you will earn chances to win exclusive tickets or events, which would be kind of cool to have, you know, DC Universe specific events or advanced screenings, which I mentioned in my last video about this, that it'd be neat to have these options that you get just by being a member. Hopefully there's elements that all the members can partake in if they're available for meetups and things like that, and not just, oh, we have a contest here to win a couple of tickets to this movie premiere, but things that everybody can partake in.
What more could anyone ask?
How much is all of this worth? The price came out and I was actually kind of surprised. It's only $7.99 a month. And if you do a year subscription, it's $74.99, 75 bucks for the whole year, which ends up being 20% off or a couple of months free. I think that's worth it for the amount of content. And like I said, what I was hearing from the articles and videos that I was watching from Comic-Con is that people were pretty impressed with the amount of content that existed in here and the amount of stuff that you could do and to be able to spend time in there. And it isn't just, oh, I'm going to get it just to watch this show or that show, but there's plenty of other things that exist in there that even if one of these original shows isn't that great, that it's worth getting for these other things, whether you just want the comics or you want the database or the connecting with fans, those kind of things that make it worth it.
Follow my lead.
And it's going to launch here coming up in the fall. So we don't have a long period of time to wait for that. They do have a deal going on, or they did have a deal going on, depending on when you watch this video. If you sign up for the year subscription, you get an additional 3 months free. So it was 15 months for $75, which is a killer deal. And then they did have, I know this is over, that they had a small window of time where if you signed up now, it'd be entered in a chance to win 2 tickets to the premiere of Aquaman. I saw that that went up, and I think it ended on Sunday. I was all set up. I'm going to get it anyway. This is enough of a nudge to get that, and I was getting ready to sign up to get my subscription when my wonderful, lovely wife came in and said that there was no need for me to sign up for that because she had already signed me up for it and bought me the year subscription for my birthday, which is not for a couple of months. But obviously the secret wouldn't keep that long because I was ready to purchase it myself. So that was a great little surprise, early birthday present for me. So I do have the year subscription. I'm entered in a chance to win the tickets to the premiere. And I guess that there's some exclusive material or elements that for the year memberships. Plus just got the extra months tacked on there as another special deal. So thank you, Mary Beth, for surprising me with that. That was a great gift, and even though it's not my birthday yet, I was happy to get it now. So that's about it. That's kind of the highlights of this whole membership service. Remember, you heard it here first, that it was a membership service and more than just a streaming service. What are you excited about in this membership service? And are you planning on signing up, or have you pre-ordered your subscription already? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. If you want to see more content like this, just hit subscribe, because I'm planning on rolling some more videos out slowly but surely. I have a couple more in the queue ready to go that are going to be coming out a little bit later. And very soon I'm going to be making my announcement about the next series that I'm going to be reviewing episode by episode on this channel. That'll be coming out in the fall, probably September area. So as always, thank you so much for watching. I'm Andy Knode, and I'll see you soon.